Again, understanding the games is scripted is quite lucrative. And then I also want to talk about what else is buzzing, the death of the 45-year-old UFC fighter who literally fought his last fight on April 5th, 4-5, who's dead right before UFC Freedom 250 for the chump, the orange clown from New York, painted just like the New York Knicks. I'm going to show you how all this stuff's connected. Of course, Trump was number 45. Now he's number 47. But yeah, this stuff is really sick. And from his death to what they're doing with the NBA Finals, it's all part of one big twisted script that has the masses under a spell. And to start with the Knicks' 12-game winning streak, let's just go back to the 1999 NBA Finals, the last time the Knicks were in the finals, playing the Spurs. And I'm sure a lot of you know about Karl Anthony Towns' first day with the Knicks, wearing the 1999 NBA Finals t-shirt. That's what Karl Anthony Towns wore the first day. The Knicks Spurs 99 Finals t-shirt. What a script. But look at this, you guys. This is 1999. You see how the Spurs won game 1 by 12? Do you see that? The Spurs won 89-77. They won by 12. And remember that date, too, June 16th, because Rick Adelman just died the other day, who had a June 16th birthday, and Wemby's from France, and the World Cup will be getting underway, and the first game France has is in New York on June 16th. But anyway, the Knicks won their 12th straight tonight, and the Spurs lost for the first time ever in a game 1 of the NBA Finals, which was quite fitting. We thought they'd make a lot of sense for them to become 6-1 in game 1s in the NBA Finals as they did tonight. But, yeah, so anyway, in 99, the Spurs won by 12 in game 1. And do you see in game 5, it was a 4-1 series. Do you see how the Spurs beat the Knicks 78-77? 78 is the 12th triangular number. So, again, this stuff we talked about this morning. But now for you guys who aren't on the Patreon, New York has that gematria of 78. And you see the 111 as well. Just like when the Spurs just advanced over the Thunder, they advanced with 111 points. But New York, 78, the 12th triangular number. If you're new here and you're saying, well, I see 4 values up here. I see 111, 39, 78, 33. Yeah, you want to know all those values because they all play hard with New York. Again, these are the 4 base ciphers of the English language. They're just all based on the alphabetic order. It's replacing letters with numbers based on the alphabetic order. The most simple cipher is A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z is 26. New York, 111. That fateful day in New York, September 11th, the day leaving 111 days left in the year, when the buildings that look like a big old 11 came down in the 11th state after Flight AA-11. 11 years to the day of George W. Bush's speech about a new world order. Excuse me, that was George H.W. Bush's speech about a new world order. 11 years to the day later, the World Trade Centers come down while his son is president. The alphabetic order with, oh, by the way, just the whole 11 thing, you know, the Knicks came into the finals on an 11-game winning streak, and they came back from down 22 versus the Cavs and won by 11, a swing of 33 points. Both Cleveland and New York equal 33 like NBA Finals. We said right there after game 1, we said, man, looks like the Knicks are probably going to win 11 straight and sweep the Cavs after winning by 11, led by Jalen Brunson, number 11. But yeah, apply numerology to each letter. New York's 39. It's like the United Nations in New York is 39 floors tall. They meet every year in New York in the 39th week of the year at that United Nations facility. New York's 78 when you run the alphabetic order in reverse. Again, the 12th triangular number like we just talked about. And in reverse with numerology, 33. And, you know, again, Cleveland 33, that 33-point swing in game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Knicks 22, down 22 like basketball. And let me put Knicks back up there because I'm sure you see the 95. Like tonight, the score was 105-95. And again, Pope Leo went to Villanova, the Nova Knicks. Jalen Brunson won the 80th March Madness in San Antonio. He won the 80th March Madness in San Antonio. Now, this is the 80th NBA season, and Jalen Brunson's playing San Antonio. What a script. But yeah, Pope Leo, 105. All roads leading to Rome. Jalen Brunson nails dagger. Mid-range jumpers, Knicks rally to take game 1. What a script. I love the 22-second highlight there of Brunson. Nice. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, you see it right here, right? And, you know, Brunson, his father, has the same birthday as Donald Trump. For people my age and older, I'm sure you remember his father playing in the league. And, you know, whoops, I didn't mean to click on Jalen Brunson. I meant to click on his dad, Rick Brunson. Rick Brunson right here. Born in Syracuse, New York, where the 76ers are from. For people who don't know the history, they used to be the team in Syracuse, the Syracuse Nationals. Now they're the Philadelphia 76ers. But anyway, he's got the same June 14th birthday as Trump. He's 53 years old right now. It's been 53 years since the Knicks won the finals. That's the Knicks narrative, really, that Brunson won the 80th March Madness in San Antonio. Now he could win the 80th season over San Antonio, and the Knicks could bring home their first championship in 53 years. That said, let's look at the other side of this equation. The Spurs right now are 5-1 in NBA Finals, right? They're 5-1. So if they win, they're going to be 6-1. And New York Knicks is 61. And you remember the Knicks, the big ritual they had on the Church of Satan's birthday? If not, we'll go back. But the Knicks were leading by 61 points on April 30th, the Church of Satan's birthday. And we'll come back to that because it's important that it was the Church of Satan's birthday. It has everything to do with this year's finals. And it has everything to do with Trump, who runs on Mega, the highest degree of the Church of Satan. And it has everything to do with how they just killed this player. And clearly a satanic ritual. That's why the thumbnail says, Hail Satan. Again, I'm not teaching you to hail Satan, but I'm just showing you that that's what these people are into. So anyway, Knicks 61, Finals 61, right? And right now, the Spurs record in finals is they came in with 23 wins in individual games in the finals they've been in. They come into the finals 5-1 in series, but they have 23 wins in those 6 appearances. So if they won 4, they'd have 27 wins. If they won the series, they'd have 27 wins, right? And the Knicks are 2-6 in finals as a series, and here they are in 26 appearing again. If they lose, they're 2-7, right? So 2-7, 27. They met in the finals 27 years ago. Shout out to the people in our community. You know, there's a lot of great minds in our community. I was stumped about what they did with the NBA Cup this year, but we had a caller. As it happened, they said, I see what they did with the NBA Cup, Zach. They said it's about the World Cup. And they pointed it all out right then. They said, look, you guys, from the NBA Cup game to the World Cup finale on July 19th is 215 days, right? San Antonio Spurs, 2-1-5. And as they pointed out, Wemby, the big Frenchie, who's one of the favorites to win the World Cup, France. And again, France is going to play their first game in the World Cup in New York, June 16th, which is Rick Adelman's birthday, who would have turned 80 if he were still alive. Rick Adelman would have turned 80 years old during this 80th season. But he's dead. His son lives on, though, and coaches the Nuggets right now. But, yeah, from the NBA Cup, and for anyone who needs to see this, NBA Cup box score. Knicks beat the Spurs 124-113. And you know how I call the NBA the 113 league, right? Tonight was the 113th meeting between the Spurs and the Knicks. And if you don't know why I call it the 113 league, well, it's all these reasons. Things like the face of the league, Michael Jordan, 113, Kobe Bryant, another face of the league, 113, the National Basketball Association, 113, and so on and so forth. You know, even when Kobe retired, his poem was Dear Basketball, and he played the only 113 team in the league for his last game, who Jordan beat twice in finals, and on and on and on and on and on and on and on. But anyway, tonight was the 113th meeting between the Spurs and the Knicks in the 113 league. And I mean, how many years have I been calling the 113 league? Didn't I figure this out back in 2013? It only took like 5 seconds to realize how important the number was to the league once I learned this code. So yes, tonight, and by the way here, I'm sure StatMuse already updated tonight's game. I'll just show you. Spurs record versus Knicks before June 3rd, 2026. And let me write, including playoffs. Before tonight, the record was 64-48, right? So that's 112 games played. Tonight was 113. So now the Spurs are now 64-49 versus the Knicks. And I'm pretty sure it's probably already updated here. So, yeah, there it is, the update. The 113th game tonight in the 1-1-3 league. Same lessons over and over. And the other thing that stays the same is just this pack of loser trolls that hang around. And I wonder who pays for them to just troll every day, all day for over a decade straight. Imagine that, a pack of trolls that troll all day, every day. Got to be a job. Because, I mean, how pathetic would you have to be to deny this? I mean, just super duper pathetic. Super duper pathetic. And again, the thing is, you're in our community. You can listen to all the great minds we have. So anyway, this World Cup connection was pointed out back in December. And, oh, by the way, just if you need to see with your own eyes, from the NBA Cup, which was played December 16th, the day leaving 15 days left in the year, like the Spurs are now plus 15 on the Knicks after game one. Here, December 16th, the World Cup ends July 19th. You might want to check out what Messi did in that same stadium where the finale will be a year to the day of the championship. Oh, whoops, I hit the wrong year. I need 2026. So from the NBA Cup to the World Cup finale, 215 days, like San Antonio Spurs 2-1-5, right? Wemby, the Frenchie, Mbappe, the young guy for the Stars. By the way, he was 22 years old right now, 22 men on the field. So on and so forth. But anyway. So let me see the box score because I didn't even see the box scores tonight. Wemby drops 26 in the first game of the 2026 NBA Finals. How about it? Brunson drops 30. 113 is the 30th prime for the record. Like right now, how the NBA has 30 teams. Look how many shots the Knicks made tonight. Are you kidding me? The Knicks put in 39 tonight. 39. Oh, man. I hate this league, dude. I hate that they get away with this. You know, it's funny. The Spurs took 89 shots because isn't that how many points they won with in 99? Didn't they win with 89 points? There it is, 89, the 11th Fibonacci number. So, yeah, tonight they take 89 shots. In 1999, they won with 89. But, yeah, it was a 4-1 series, which makes a lot of sense. You might recall game one of the Western Conference Finals. Wemby dropped 41, and the team won with 122. And then OKC came back and won game two with 122. And, again, those were obviously tells that it was San Antonio's series. But, yeah, San Antonio 41 like Knicks, and they call Wemby the alien, and Aliens 41, and the Disclosure Day movie comes out here in a number of days. And I saw the Knicks did take 94 shots tonight versus the alien, and keep in mind a basketball court's 94 feet long. If you guys don't know my work on aliens and UFOs and Roswell and 47, I always say look out for the year 2041 because it's going to be 94 years after the whole alien thing started in 1947. And don't forget, 1947 was also the year of the first pro basketball championship. By the way, that whole thing with Stephen A. Smith and the one guy putting the curse on the Knicks, that all started 47 days before the championship. Again, the first pro basketball championship in 47. Okay, so now about the Satan piece. We saw this coming way before it happened. Go back to April 30th. Church of Satan, 214, right? The Knicks postseason record became 214 wins and 214 losses on the Church of Satan's birthday, April 30th. And the Church of Satan's now headquartered in New York. And remember, that was the 60th birthday of the Church of Satan. The Knicks were up 61. They were also up 60 with ref number 60 working the game. I mean, talk about a script. They were up 72-22 at one point, and 72 is connected with evil because there's 72 demons in the Goetia, and the word satanic is 22. Actually, see on satanic 67 and 22 like Knicks. I'm not saying because you're a Knick that makes you satanic, but I'm saying because this cabal, the way they do things, it makes the ritual perfect. So the 214 thing, right? This Jay Silva guy who just got sacrificed for Trump's UFC event at the White House, he died May 31st, the day leaving 214 days left in the year. Again, Trump runs on mega, the highest degree of the Church of Satan. And here, Church of Satan hierarchy. Let's see if we can just pull this up real quick. Here's their website for the Church of Satan. And if we scroll down here, we can see that the highest degree in the church, the 5th degree, is the mega. The mega. And don't forget, you guys do not forget that you can go back and watch it yourself. Go back to April 30th, 2011. It was the 45th birthday of the Church of Satan. Obama was still the president. Don't forget that Barak means lightning in Hebrew, and Satan comes to earth in a bolt of lightning in the Bible. But Obama told the joke at the at the White House Correspondents' Dinner on the 45th birthday of the Church of Satan with Trump in attendance. By the way, that was the last time Trump went to the White House Correspondents' Dinner before the hoax shooting on April 25th earlier this year. Total hoax. But, and don't forget, Trump's birthday, from the Church of Satan's birthday to Trump's birthday, is 45 days every single year. But yeah, on the 45th birthday of the Church of Satan, Obama told the joke that Trump would become the 45th president. And let me just see if I can pull this up real quick, because I just made a post on it for, again, the millionth. Here, I guess I can pull this back up too. Let me see. Maybe this is the post where I did it. Yeah, here's the Knicks postseason record after the Church of Satan's birthday, 214 and 214. Oh, yeah, and that's right. Mike Brown, who was born in Germany. He went to high school in Germany. He wasn't born there. That's right. Mike Brown is 56. And I forgot, the Church of Satan ritual was 56 days after his 56th birthday. Isn't that crazy? Church of Satan, 56 and 214. And the thing about the Church of Satan, their ritual ties back to Germany. This night that's observed in Germany that relates to the Church of Satan's little ritual and why that date was chosen for their birthday. Look at the name of this German word. It equals 80, right? Like Satan. And this is the Knicks' 80th season. Again, Trump's going to turn 80 in the middle of the finals. And they did it. They did the ritual in the Knicks versus Atlanta. Satanism and Atlanta both 120. And check this out with regards to Trump in 120. There's a few things to say here, but I want to show you this piece. This is Obama telling the joke and showing the White House lit up like a Trump casino, telling us that Trump's going to be the next president. You can see it wasn't a joke. But let me scroll down here. From Trump, the day Trump was born, June 14th, 46, to the day the Church of Satan was founded, April 30th, 1966, 7,260 days, which is the 120th triangular number. Like Satanism equals 120, and like how the Church of Satan's birthday is April 30th, the 120th day of the year. Where did I put it at? And just for the record, the way it lined up with the election being called for Trump, the election was on November 8th that year, 96 days after Barack's birthday. Satanism, 96 forwards, 120 in reverse. All these guys is born for it. We're just living out one big script, rigged selections, rigged sports games. And look how it occupies the minds of the masses. People are obsessed with sports. They're obsessed with politics. They invest all this time and energy in it, and it's just one big script from a various devious group of people. So yeah, anyway, about the Knicks becoming 214 and 214, and we've been saying all along, all this stuff's clearly connected to Trump. I mean, how long have I been here for showing you how sports is always synced up with the Oval Office? For all you Chicago people, did you notice what happened to the Blackhawks in the time of Obama? All of a sudden, they just can't stay out of the Stanley Cup. I mean, give me a break. The Blackhawks in the time of the first black president from Chicago. And like I've always said, too, just the history of black quarterbacks and playing for the native teams. Anyway, Jay Silva, UFC fighter who fought his last fight on April 5th, dies at 45 right before Trump's White House birthday UFC extravaganza. And this story is really making the rounds today. They saved the news of his death. It looks like the news broke last night, but the major networks are all covering it today. And like I always say, all roads lead to Rome. It's the Jesuit fingerprints are all over the Church of Satan since we've been talking about that. Again, if you don't know who the Jesuits are, they gave us the language in the calendar. They're the military order of the Pope. Just like how tonight's game paid tribute to the Pope. Pope Leo 105, who went to Villanova like Brunson in the Nova Knicks. But anyway, look at this guy. He's an 18-year fighter, right? 18-year fighting career, dead at 45. And the news making the rounds on the third day of the 6th month. Look at the Jesuit logo, IHS, for Isus Hominum Salvator. Look at the gematria of that logo in the base ciphers. 36, 18, 45, 18. Again, dead at 45, 18-year career, news all over today. And the day he died was the 201st day of the leader of the Jesuits' age. And I've only been here like a broken record since forever talking about the Jesuits in 201 and all these rituals. He died on the 201st day of the Superior General's age. This goes with Trump burying his ex-wife on the 201st day of the year after she died days earlier, exactly 60 weeks into the first Jesuit Ignatian year, when on that same day, Trump said he'd run in the upcoming election, which was the 60th. And Donald Trump, 60. Okay. About another black celebrity being sacrificed. He died 106 days from the Pope's birthday. They're not going to talk about this on 106 and Park on Black Entertainment Television, but we've been teaching you about it a million times. Black equals 106. Black Lives Matter equal 106. I Can't Breathe, the motto for Black Lives Matter is 106. Again, from 106 and Park to 1,000 other things we talked about. Again, at Yale, the Prince Hall Masonic Lodge for black men is at Building 106. Not an accident. Yale, known for the secret societies, the most famous one identifies by a number, Order 322. And notice Jay Silva died right after his birthday, right after turning 45. His birthday is also the 145th day of the year. You know, Catholics 145, like there's 145 more chapters in the Catholic Old Testament because there's 46 books, where Protestant Bibles have 39 books. He died on 46 date numerology, did Jay Silva. And remember, Genesis 46 is about sacrifice. He died on May 31st, which is the 151st day of the year. Jesus Christ equals 151. We're talking about the Jesuits, the Society of Jesus. 151's the 36th prime, going with this news making the rounds on the third day of the 6th month. May 31st, again, leaves 214 days left in the year. So we have a Jesus-Satan thing here, a good and evil type of thing going on. And, I mean, I don't